What's up guys, Slowpoke Joe here. Today I'm going to be talking about spin in relation to air dribbling in Rocket League. So let me make a wall here. So you have the ball, right? So if the ball is spinning like this, going in an arc like that, that's top spin, right? So when the ball has top spin and it hits the wall, it's going to go back off the wall, but it's going to be spinning towards the wall still, so it will have backspin. So let's say we have our hitbox right here. So the ball's coming at us, right? And then we hit the ball at this angle. That will generate top spin on the ball, making it spin like that. And then when it hits the wall, it should pop up the same way it went, but it's still going to be spinning in this direction. But if we hit the ball on the ground, for instance, and it's rolling towards us, like this, then the ball will get hit because it's going towards the car, and then it will have backspin, which will make it spin this way. Which will pop the ball up into the air, and then when it goes towards the wall, since it's already spinning this way, the second it hits the wall, it's going to go down because it's trying to go in this direction. So the ball will go straight down. But when you got top spin, put top spin on the ball, it's going to go up, and then it's going to go up again. It doesn't want to go straight down because it's trying to get closer to the wall. So when it gets away from it, it's still fighting in this direction. So when we're air dribbling, we got the net over here. Let's say we have the wall and then the car. So we want the ball to have backspin. Because when we hit the ball, right, we'll do this. If the ball's spinning this way, right, it's gonna go back, but it's gonna be trying to get closer to us. So not only is it gonna go in front of us, but it's also trying to resist going in that direction. So it'll be easier for us to maintain distance between us and the ball. So we want our car and the ball to be in a space where we can continue the air dribble so that we can score in the net. What we don't want is the ball to be having lots of topspin going that way, because this is the goal. Because like with backspin over here, if the ball's going here with backspin, it's just going to go straight down. So when the ball has topspin, meaning it's spinning this way, when we contact the ball, it's going to go straight down, which will create further separation from us and the ball. We don't want that. We don't want separation from the car and the ball. When we're air dribbling. Unless you're trying to double tap. So what you could do instead, we'll have like the walls here. So we'll be air dribbling, right? And then we hit the ball away. And then since we separated ourselves from the ball, now the ball's gonna bounce back. And then that should give us enough time to adjust and redirect the ball into the net. So you can apply backspin and topspin to your air dribbling and double taps. And this will also help you with your flip resets as well. The less the ball spins, the easier it will be to control it, because there won't be any resistance with the ball. And when you're trying to slow down the ball, because that backspin and topspin can either decelerate or accelerate the ball, the only way you can slow down the ball if it has forward momentum is if you push up first, because you can try to make it go backwards, but you're going to have some delay because of the excess momentum. So in reality, when you're air dribbling, it will look more like this. So the ball's going here, and then you follow it, you try pushing it up, so then it changes the angle a little bit. So I'll show you what it would look like from here. So let's say we're trying to make the ball go in this direction. but the ball is currently going this way. So the transition between the two is going to look something like this. So we got this curve. So I call this the resistance curve right here, because we're resisting this motion right here, and we're trying to create the opposing motion. So it will start to look like this. And this will significantly decrease the speed of the ball. But that's the only way you can change directions. Okay. Part 2, side spin. So on the first part of the video, I was talking about height and distance with the ball and the car and the goal. Now I'm going to be talking about side spin. In the first part, we were talking about top spin and back spin. So side spin, as the name implies, so there's left and right. So instead of worrying about the y-axis, up and down, we're going to be worrying about left and right from the goal. So I'll make the goal more dimensional now. So we got side spin left and then side spin right. So when the ball has side spin, we'll do the left side for now. So we have resistance in this direction. So this side of the goal. So when the ball is spinning like that, but still has forward momentum, going towards the net, it's gonna require a little more effort for us to bring the ball to this side of the field. So we'd have to actively try to put side spin on the right side to counterbalance the effect. Otherwise, we can just go with the flow and add even more side spin to the left, which will cause us to go off course from the net, because this is the middle right here. So if we just keep adding side spin, our air dribble will slowly go into this corner right here, making it so we can't score. But if you're trying to get top corner, like top left corner, like you kind of want to do a little bit of both. You want to mostly add spin to it on this side, and then when you get to your desired location, resist that motion so that it gets right there. But it usually doesn't matter if you have a good setup. So let's say you get the setup right, and then the ball has like no spin. So it can be pretty easy to either go this way or that way. Since there's no side spin on the ball, it's pretty easy to go wherever you want. The interesting thing about side spin is when it does hit off the wall, it doesn't change direction. I'll explain. So like, let's say it hits off here and it's spinning this way. It's still going to bounce off. It's still going to go that way. I'll show you what it looks like if you get like an angle. Like let's say you hit it here, but it's spinning that way, so the left side spin. So it's gonna go this way, of course, but it's gonna be fighting because it's still like trying to pull itself that way. But it's like that, whether it's going right or left. So that's something to keep in mind. So if the ball has side spin to the right, it's going at you, the ball's gonna once it hits your car, it's gonna slide off and go towards that direction, which will kind of force you to have to follow it in undesired areas. So before you even contact the ball, your first objective, especially if it's spinning really hard towards the right, is you want to get it more towards an angle so that you can counteract that spin so that the ball's more neutral, so that you can change where you want it to go. So when you get really good at air dribbling, you'll start to realize that it's all about maintaining and controlling the momentum of the ball and how much spin it has. So you got your direction, so up, down, left, right, etc. So that's the direction of where the ball's going. And then you have spin. So top spin, back spin, side spin. And that determines the direction. It can determine the direction and where the ball's going. But it's not 100% because you still have the contact point of the ball. So let's say I hit the ball, let's say this is below, so I hit the ball below. So obviously there's no spin because I'm not hitting it off center, right? So I'm going through the ball, so the ball should go up. And that's what I mean by direction. So you can change the direction or you can change the spin. It will still affect the direction, but it will add a little bit of that spin element, which will create spin resistance So let's say it's spinning this way. Now it's going to resist that way. So then you'll have to either hit, and then you'll have to do that curve thing again I was talking about in the first video. Anyway, back to the air dribbling. So if you can control the spin of the ball in the direction at where it's going and maintain it, you'll have less resistance and you will be able to do what you want. Because if the ball's spinning like crazy to the right and you don't know how to counterbalance that, it's going to the right no matter what. Same thing if it's going really far away from you. You don't know how to slow that thing down, it's just going to hit the wall and then you'll lose control. So when you're air dribbling, I want you to pay attention to, sorry about the train, it's going to be loud. Oh wow, it didn't blow its horn like it normally does. Never mind. That was pretty quiet though. Anywho, so when you're air dribbling, I want you to pay attention to, first of all, how fast it's going, the speed. So like, you got your time and distance. And I want you to also pay attention to the direction it's going in. So if is it more towards the left side of the goal or more towards the right? And I want you to focus on the direction of the spin. If you can pay attention to those three things and then aim accordingly, so wherever you want. So like, let's say you got a defender here, so you're trying to score on them. So if you can learn how to counterbalance these motions when you're air dribbling and pay attention to what it looks like, your air dribbling will be much better.